Welcome back to Dalren Models. In this video I'm going to be doing an unboxing of a Model Factory Hero kit, which is of the Alfa Romeo Tipo 33 from 1968. So this is not a plastic kit, it's resin, white metal, photo etch that it's made up of. So it's a little bit different. So first thing you get when you open the box is some really nice packaging. So if I get rid of the bubble wrap, I've not actually opened this and gone through the contents yet, so you'll be doing this with me for the first time. So let's have a look at this. So the first thing we've got is a nice plastic case with the body panels in, which if I can get it out, if I can get something to grab it with. There we go. So those that are unfamiliar with these, they are high detail kits. So you can see from the resin there how nice a finish it is. It's got a tiny little bit of material that needs cleaning up on it, but there's not anything major. But the thing with these types of kits is they do need a lot more work than the plastic kits. You do have to sand it, clean it up thoroughly to get the best finish out of it. And then you've got the rear cover there, and again you've got things like that from where it was on the mould that need cleaning up that you wouldn't get on the plastic kit. So that's ultimately the shape of the car, you can see there. So it's going to be really nice looking car. So I'll wrap these back up so they don't get damaged. But you can see in there, just looking at that, with the vents, how nicely moulded they are. And again, there's a little bit of clean up required, but it's what you expect from having resin parts, that's what goes with it. And then in this bag that was in there, we've got some tiny little rivets, what look like exhaust tips and mirrors, possibly. They could be wheel hubs and the axles for that, or something like that, I'm not quite sure. There's different shapes of those, and those will be the top of the engine for the air intakes. So again, you can see I'm not going to open these bags because I don't want to start losing them so I'll open them when I'm actually building it. But you can see there the quality of the part, even through the bag. You can see how nicely they're made, and down to the exhaust tips that are hollow. So really nice detail in that. So I'll put that back with this plastic cover to keep it all nice and neat. Got a small decal sheet in there with some further ones behind, and it looks like you've got all the sponsor decals there, numbers for the race series, and then a few other things that go on there, so we'll find out later where they go. And then some nicely moulded rubber tyres, and you can see there the tread pattern that you've got in it. With like really nice tyres. Take one out the back to show you. Even if it goes into focus, you can see the logo on the side of it. So really nice, those. So again, put that in the bag so I don't lose it, and then we'll go on to the next bit. But you can see how nicely packaged these kits are. They really pay attention to that, and for the price that they charge for the kits, you can't that's what you would expect. With the clear parts, these require a bit of care for them, because as you can see they're vacuum formed and you're required to cut them out yourself, and the slightest slip and you've ruined the part. So that looks like it's the rear windscreen, the front windscreen, side window, headlight covers in there. And then what we've got in here is we've got some screws, metal pins, ball bearing, springs, different size tubes, wires, some sticky black strips there, and some hoses. Let's have a look what's in that. You can see there some of the white, and there's some resin clear parts there, so that looks like it'll be for the indicators and the lights. That looks like it might be carbon fibre. I'm not too sure on that. We'll find out later on. But you can see the sort of attention to detail that they put in it, and the level of detail that the actual kit will have. And that, if I can get it to focus, has got a pattern to it, so that'll be for a sort of special hose. But again, all the detail that they put into it, in the attention that they paid to it to replicate the real car is stunning. I'll put that back in there as well. So, and then we're on to a couple of boxes of white metal parts. You can see where to open that. I think that's glued down. So if I just get my knife, wherever it's gone, so we can actually have a look at this. Bear with me while I get this off. I don't want to slip and cut my finger, so I'm just doing this off camera so I can actually pay attention to what I'm doing. So you just have to bear with me for that. So there we go. And they're stuck down as well. So I'll leave those as they are then. But you've got these, which I can get out, which are the actual wheels. So again, turn metal parts. You can see the raised edge, which is very thin there. And then there'll be probably some photo etch that goes inside of these to make those up. And then you've got some parts for the chassis and what looks like the interior tub where the seats will go, the gear stick will go in the centre there. So put that back in there. You can see the tape underneath there, so I'm not going to get those out at the moment. And then the last box is going to be the same again. In fact, I just realised that I think I'm being a bit silly. That the box is... Oh, there goes the camera. I couldn't see the tape at all on that last one. There's tape on the side here. So if I just break that off, and then it's actually got a lid that takes off, which makes life so much easier. And the other one's the exact same, so apologies for that. And then you've got your main parts in this bag. So I'll empty these out into this tub, so you can get an idea as to what's actually in here and what the kit's made of. And those that are used to plastic kits will probably notice the lack of markings to say what is what. And that looks like it's the bonnet, so that'll need some work to get that to sit flush against the resin panel. And then you've got various other bits like that, which I believe is going to be the roof, looking at that bulge there for somebody. And then you've got a couple of seats which have some nice moulded detailing in there, and you can see I'm not going to go through them all because I don't know what all the bits are for at the moment. So sometimes you find with these, because it's so soft, you get parts like that, and I'm not sure if that's the actual shape or whether it's bent, but sometimes some of these parts like these can bend, and they require a little bit of work to get them back straight as they should be. So it's certainly not the sort of kit for a beginner. You need to be able to cope with things like that. And there's another panel. That looks like another alternative bonnet. So I think there's one that's got this air intake scoop on the front of it for one model and that for the other. So I'll work out which is which and which I'm going to build when the time comes. And then you've got the dashboard, and again you can see the switch detail and the clock faces, and the actual material, like I said, is white metal, and it doesn't look great at the moment, but that will polish up to a nice finish if you wanted to leave it as bare metal. And then you've got various other bits like your engine, and the attention to detail they put into it is fantastic, and it's just a shame that it all gets lost. With these you can sort of see the inner parts of the engine and everything, but that all gets glued together with the block, and you lose all of this done in detail, which is a shame. But you've got things like that which looks like part of the legs for the wheels or something. And then these are the actual wheels that you've got. Again, you can see the nuts in the centre of it, and the detail again is just fantastic. More engine bits. That looks like the part of it, and then that looks like it might be the sump. So you get an idea what's actually involved in it, and working it all out is like a jigsaw puzzle, complicated jigsaw puzzle. That's the steering wheel, and that'll have probably a photo etch piece that glues to the back of it. But that's even got the pattern to it. Sorry, I can't think of the words there. I'm knocking the camera again, sorry. So yeah, I won't go through it all, but again, there's your brake calipers. They really put a lot of thought into it. So I'll put all these back in there for now, and I'll sort that out in a minute. And then lastly, underneath the foam, you have your photo etch piece, or pieces in this case. So you've got what looks like radiator panels and things like that, and that'll be probably for the fan and other bits and pieces. And then on this side, you can see you've got the brake detail, so you'll have the vented discs there that will actually look like vented discs, because these pieces will go sandwiched in between to give the realistic effect. And then you've got windscreen wipers, pedals, that'll be the bit for the steering wheel, and various other bits, which we will find out what they're all for. They look like they might be for some part of the suspension component, so it's going to be really fine detail in it. So there you go, that's the box contents. So if I just move these out of the way for now, I'll put those back in there. So the next bit is the instructions. So we'll just run through this and give you an idea as to what the instructions are like. So again, you can see that they're in full colour as well, but there's your engine build up. So this is all white metal parts that you have to work out what they are. You've got photo etch pieces that go on the top for the detail. Before you do that, you've got your parts count here, and then your colour call outs, your paints. So you've got to work out what all of these are and where they go. But there's your engine build up, and you can see as it progresses the detail, and then all of these pieces here will be photo etch. You've got clear tube going onto it. Even got the bit of stainless steel pipe to go into the air intakes to represent what you get on the real car. And you've got your brake build up, gearbox, spark plug wires on there, various other things, rivets, more photo etch, springs. It goes on, and you can see in these pictures how good it's going to look when it's all coming together. So it's a fantastic looking kit, fantastic detail in it. So there's your options for your bonnet down here, which one you'd go for depending on what you were doing, and then you've got some side pods for depending which car driver you're going with. Got some photo etch that you'd put on, that photo etch or glass that you put on to have a sliding window, photo etch mesh on the side, the front logo and stuff. So there you go. And then you've got your decal call outs on the back as to which driver you're going for. So there you go, that's the contents of that kit. So I hope you enjoyed it and look forward, like I am, to the actual build of it, and I'll see you soon. Thank you for watching.